Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. Today we're just doing some Kia stuff, so I wanted to break down how the adaptive cruise works in the Kia. This is going to be very similar for the Hyundai products. Again, each system is going to be a little bit different. You might have adaptive cruise control, but you may not have the HDA, which is the Highway Adaptive Cruise, or dynamic cruise, where it basically mitigates speed, it reads speed signs, adjusts speed. So you'll need to turn that stuff on. So when you get into your Kia, you're going to need to have this thing running to set that up, or the Hyundai. Go ahead and hit your setup button, which is over here on here. You can get into setup many different ways, but once we get in here, hit the vehicle icon. That little gear is synonymous with all of that setup stuff. So we go in here to speed limit assist, driving convenience. So the driving convenience is right here. The highway driving assist, and you can kind of see there is the definition: assist the driver on highways according to the set speed and distance while keeping the vehicle centered in the lane. Highway auto speed change is also turned on, so you're gonna need to make sure that this stuff is turned on if you want to have full ability of that. It automatically adjusts the vehicle speed on highway based on navigation data. So what that means is, say there's a construction zone and the speed limit is, say, 55, and it's an actual speed limit sign that the car can read. It may adjust the speed to what the GPS normally says. You might also get to an area where you haven't seen a speed sign in a while. You think it's 55. The GPS saying it's 60. It's going to go 60 until you dictate that differently. So from in here, you can go into speed limit assist. Now this is where you can actually program. Right here it says adjust the vehicle speed based on the current speed limit on the road. But what you can do is, if you want, you can give yourselves plus or minus miles per hour. If you set it anything over that, and it then says, do you want to adjust the speed limit over here while you're driving down the highway, it will go 3 over what that speed limit is, and or 5 over, or 3 under, or 5 under, so on and so forth. I do like it, so we're going to do speed limit assist. If you want speed limit warning also, that is going to beep at you every time you speed. So once you get about 5 miles an hour, it's going to ding, which is good. However, it's annoying, so it's best that once you learn to stay in the speed limit, then you'll be good there. So if we just back out of here, so all of this stuff is on right here. We have our warning timing. This is where you're going to set up your warning for like front crash. You can do here for your take a break type and tentative warning and stuff. But when we go into here and we go warning methods, you can actually have where there's a haptic, the vibration of the steering wheel, the lane changing audible. So you can turn that off if you don't like the blind spot dinging at you. But today we're pretty much just sticking on the actual cruise control. So we're going to head out of there. We head over here to our gauge cluster, and if we push, this is your cruise control button. What's cool about it is, as soon as you push it, say you're doing 65, you push this. Right now we're not moving, so it says smart cruise control method not met. So, but if you're going 65 and you push this, it's automatically set at 65 miles per hour. Now this is going to be your cancel and or your pause, I guess they like to, when it comes to cruise control. You can deactivate cruise control by touching the brake as normal, or this would be your cancel. This is for the speed up, so you toggle it up, and speed down is down. So we're going to go get onto some roads here, and we'll show you basically how this works. This button right here actually turns on your distance while you are in cruise control mode. So I would say it gives you the option of 4 different distances. On the highway, choose your comfort level. 1 is pretty close, but if you're going to use cruise in town, 1 I would say is acceptable in town because the speeds are under 35 or 40 anyway. So 1 car length would be appropriate. And then when you're on the highway, go ahead and kick on your lane centering assist if you have it. If you have this icon and a button in your vehicle, it may be over here, it may be right here, then you have that option. Other than that, these are not applicable to your cruise control. We're going to stick to these buttons. All right, guys, so this is a cruise control with stop and go, meaning you may have to hit resume on here, which is again, this button in the middle. You're going to push it in. But at the end of the day, it should stop and go, especially like in traffic, which is really nice. So that way it just gives you an opportunity to kind of rest your foot or whatever in traffic if you use your cruise control. But from here again, guys, if you'll watch the display, we'll push the mode button, it automatically turns it on and sets it at 47. Well, you can see that little down arrow right there. So we're gonna hit down because it knows the speed limit down there is 45. You can see it down there. So now it's actually set for 45. Now for the highway adaptive cruise control, we really need to be at speeds at 55 or better. But what this will do is, you can see how the little pink dots in front of the car down there. If I'm to push this other button here, there's the 4 I'm talking about. That's going to be your max distance. So as we decline those or take them away, like I said, in town, 1 car length is good enough. But you know what we'll do, just to cancel cruise, we're going to push that button in. Okay, guys. So now it's off again, and then you can see it's grayed out right there. So that way you can come to a complete stop. Now, if we were closer to this car, this would have already done the adaptive stuff. So now from here, if I just hit resume, which is pushing this down in the middle again, you can see it's doing its own thing. It's mitigating the distance between the other cars just fine. It's going to get us up to it. So you can see there's now a second car in front of our white car. That just shows that the vehicle is picking up another car. And you can see down there, it's now flashing 25 miles per hour as a school zone, and it gave us the option a minute ago to go down. Now the school zone's not currently active because the lights aren't on, so the true speed limit is 45, but it's neat that the car can read that also. So once we got here, I'm going to just decline this a little bit by pushing this button down, this toggle down. It's push into pause, push into resume, and then we'll see right here that pretty soon it's going to pick up the speed limit sign again and ask us if we want to go faster than that. So we're about ready to get onto the highway, so I'll show you real quick what's going to happen up here. So at the top right where you see the blinker flashing, you're going to see kind of like, so we'll turn on the cruise and just get it set at 31. So as soon as I turn it on, it goes there. Well, it says push up right there. That'll take me to the speed limit. So again, it won't do the highway adaptive cruise until we reach a actual thing. But here we go again. When it goes to 65, it'll read it. There's an arrow up. We push up on this toggle, and it's going to take us to 65. Once we get up to 65, guys, then it should go into the highway adaptive cruise, where it basically goes, it dynamically assists you when it comes to speed limits. Again, we can come down here and we can push this button. That's going to adjust your distance here. So again, this button will adjust your distance. On a highway, I would suggest probably 4 car lengths. Now we do have a stoplight coming up here that is red, so we're going to basically just tap the cruise, because this won't work for your like stop and go cruise. It's too abrupt. But if we were following somebody and we came to a stop, it would actually basically adjust itself, and we would come to a stop. And as long as it didn't take too long before we started going again, it will automatically go. But if you came to a stop here and it sat long enough, then it would eventually say that the leading car is pulling away, and it would be up to you to basically restart that cruise control. And if I remember right, HDA means like highway driving assist. And that, like I said, if you had it set at 65 and you were coming into a small town where the speed limit was dropped, that will automatically lower your speed limit if it's turned on in the control panel. So once you have that set up, guys, again, you can utilize that. Now, same thing, if it was, the speed limit was coming and we were coming into a thing and you weren't using highway adaptive assist and you had that arrow down right here, then you would just push down, okay? And then it'll go down to that new posted speed limit. If the HDA is on, it will manipulate that cruise control for you. Again, cruise control restart right there is like that little arrow that's turning over, and then the pause, so that would be your restart, pause the cruise, or cancel, and then you can always push the brake. So that is the walk around on how the smart cruise control works in your Kia and Hyundai vehicles. I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, please put those below. Do check out the channel for lots of great content. Again, we do have a Hyundai Tucson in the family and the Sorento, which are both 23s, so we'll have some content on both, but you can always reach out. So hit the subscribe for me and the like. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks a lot.